All right, what's up? Welcome back, everybody. We got a full strength show. Welcome to our football special. So today's episode, we're just going to talk about football because the season is finally here. We got a lot to get into, guys. How you guys feeling about your teams? Let's start with Tyler. How you feeling going into the season?
Man,
Yeah.
I am absolutely pumped. I am juiced. I'm excited. The mentality of this team, God, I love this. They're not even going to stand on the field and watch the banner raise. They said that was last year. We're motivated to work on this year. Let's do it, baby. That is palpable. I will take that energy, and I hope they ball that up for the rest of the season here and make sure they have that. It's next year mentality. It's time to go to work and put in the time and the effort here. Blood, sweat, and tears, baby.
Let's get to work.
Put on your hard hat, clock in, and do work.
Vince, how are you doing, and how are you feeling about the 49ers going into this season?
Well, I'll tell you what, the wide receiver room was looking a little bleak. God, it's a funny thing. It was so bleak that the Niners signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling off of the heap of castaways. They even they even had an old friend come in. I'm even blanking on his name. Kendrick Bourne came and visited. And at that point, Juwan Jennings all of a sudden was able to practice suddenly this week as well. So that's promising. With that being said, this is a team that has the statistically going into this season the easiest schedule on paper.
Right.
Yeah, you have everybody that like all of the most important pieces survived the preseason. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brock Purdy, Trent is survived. He's going to be able to play. The big fella, like the big pieces are going to be there to start the season. The new uniforms for the rivalry, I dig those. So that's
They're pretty
nice.
good. They're pretty
Those are
good.
pretty good.
That's pretty good. I love the number. I'm probably gonna have to grab the Fred Warner one. So that's probably something that's gonna happen when the paycheck is not being issued toward rent. So that's something that I'm gonna be looking at in the coming weeks and months. I'm feeling everything is looking forward to the season beginning. Everybody's in it right now. It's a new season. Feeling good. Just excited to get this thing rolling. And this is it. How about you, Sam? What do you think about the Raiders?
Like you just said everybody's in it. Everybody's 0-0. The Raiders got a new head coach. They got a new offensive coordinator. They got a new or the same defensive coordinator, new general manager,
New quarterback.
new QB, whole new team. It's like the Raiders last year with Antonio Pierce,
Right.
and the year before that with McDaniels. So they're going through a rebuild.
Yeah.
And I really think they got someone in Pete Carroll who's the veteran who's been there, done that. One in college, one in the pros. So he knows what it looks like, knows what it smells like, and he knows what good football is, right? And I think you got a young GM in Spy Tech that has worked with some of the best franchises and general managers out there. And you look at the team that John Spytek is putting together in the front office. He took a couple of Philadelphia's top lieutenants there. So you're going to steal from the best. And right now the Eagles definitely got the best front office. And you're seeing a lot of those players end up with the Raiders. I think, the kid Booker, who, the Raiders and the Eagles worked out a trade. So the Eagles get Jacorian Bennett, who I think he's really good. I think both players are going to benefit from a change of scenery. But so far, Booker the Force has looked really good. And he's not going to start, but I think instead of being buried on the depth chart in Philadelphia as like the fourth or fifth guy, he's elevated to 2 or 3. So he's looked really impressive. I think that's what you're going to see top to bottom with this Raiders team is a hungry dog getting after it. And I'm feeling excited. I got more breakdown about why I feel that way coming up, but I'm feeling really good. I think that after 3 rebuilds in a row, in 3 consecutive years, it feels like I think they finally got this one right.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's a step in the right direction. I mean, Pete Carroll, I don't know how much more he's got in the tank given his age and everything, but he's definitely brought a lot of energy and excitement to this team from what I can see from the small videos of mini camp and, the practices that they have. So it seems like it's been rejuvenated in the building. People are excited. Obviously, you bring in a top level running back at that caliber, and you got new offensive coordinators, and it just seems like everything's brand new. There's nothing to really worry about. And to the same with the 49ers, right? You bring back an old friend in your defensive coordinator, and it kind of just feels like we're putting back the puzzles of a broken glass. Like it's starting to come back together, and I think that feels great. Everybody's in first place, like you said, Vince, or you're in last place, depending on how you want to look at the glass. So everyone starts with the same record. So
right, that's how Titans fans feel, I'm sure. Is everybody's in last place.
So yeah,
suck it, Nashville. Oh, got good, you jerks. Oh,
but I mean, at the flip side of that coin, like Jalen Hurts, and I'm gonna touch on this, is that he's gone through 3 different OCs in the matter of 3 years. So what's it going to look like this year? There's still question marks that are going to be written in this. Obviously, it's early in the story of the season, but I'm excited to get it started. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Eagles are already pissing off people. They claimed the guard Willie Lampkin from the Rams. The Rams thought that he was going to clear waivers and they could stash him at his IR. They should just stash him in the IR. That man is not a huge man, but he understands leverage. So he's a big wrestling champion. He won in high school and college, and that's what the Eagles wanted. They wanted a guard that could move the pile, and especially when you're looking at a tush-push situation. So there's a chance that Willie Lampkin could be seen in a special role for the Eagles here. So it looks like we're already pissing off fans. So I'm excited for it.
No matter what move the Eagles make, there's either like they just ripped off that team, or I don't know, it's the Eagles. It's probably going to work out.
Sort of the benefit of the doubt has been
exactly
bestowed upon them at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's been some, just general moves around the NFL. I just kind of as the week has, happened, I just, I throw things into the doc. We can just kind of run through some of the list. The NFL handed down a 6-game suspension for Rashee Rice, and that's going to start at the beginning of the year. That suspension came down after we did our draft for our fantasy league. So I believe Eric ended up with him on the team, and then that suspension came down after that. So tough break for him. Let's see. The Browns cut Deontay Johnson. So Deontay Johnson is looking for a home. Don't think
that's so
yet.
I don't think he's gonna find one. Unfortunately, I think his attitude.
I think
his attitude was his issue. But I mean, that's crazy. Like he went, what? Where did he go before he went to the Steelers? He started with the Panthers, right?
Well, no. He was on the Steelers for the longest time, and then he was on the Panthers, and then the Ravens for a hot second, and just the Texans. He was
the Browns.
Yep. He's been bouncing around the last basically year. So it's just kind of been. I think you're right. The attitude, it's done for him. I think he's done.
Yeah.
He's taking the Antonio Brown approach. I think. Yeah. CTE is a hell of a thing, guys. I don't know, man. Let's see. Tommy Cutlets is out in New York. He gets cut. He ends up in New England. I don't think that whole shtick is gonna play too well in New England. Now
I don't even think it's Tommy DeVito's shtick. I think it's his agent's shtick.
It's the agent's shtick. Yeah.
With the
because there's not enough Seans in New England, right?
And from what I saw or from what I read is that the agent, this wasn't like him just putting on a show because he was on the sidelines. Like apparently people have seen him out and about in New York, and he dresses exactly how you saw him in New York with the fedora hat.
That is authentically himself. That is Sean doing Sean. I don't know his last name, but that I do know that is his agent's first name. And yeah, anyway, so whatever, we're talking about a third string quarterback, but I just thought it was kind of funny to bring up. The Saints are planning to go with Spencer Rattler at quarterback. So fire up your whoever's playing defense against the Saints anytime they're playing them. The Lions trade wide receiver Tim Patrick to the Jaguars for the 2026 sixth round pick. Tim Patrick's kind of an underrated wide receiver. I think he's,
I think
a
so.
solid
He's
third.
he's
He's a
like
solid
what?
third, wide receiver 3 for a team.
Well,
I don't think he's a fantasy guy, but he's a solid NFL
I
wide
think
receiver.
that was just promise though. Like he was 6'5", and like people thought that he was just gonna. I think he's 6'5", but he's really tall. I just thought in Denver he was gonna be a lot more than what he was. Call it a scheme, call it a offensive planning, but
I think
he
it was
wasn't wide receiver one.
it was a quarterback problem in Denver for the longest time. It's just like they sucked at quarterback. Anyway, Adam Thielen's going home. He's going back to the Minnesota Vikings. The Panthers, they're doing like 2 pick swaps in the trade as well. So good for him. He's probably going to be all right for the first couple of weeks, and then Addison's going to be back from his suspension, and then he'll be obscured on the depth chart, and then the feel-good story will be over at that point, but that's okay. He's going to go home, and he'll be probably just eating more comfortably. All right, so here we are. Here's the big story. We're finally here. Hunter Renfrow missed his Tennessee call from his agent and the Panthers because his kid was watching Bluey. That's right. His kid was watching Bluey, and I just did a little curveball on you guys. We're gonna get to the real big story in a second. I just wanted to.
That is big news. I mean,
that is big news. The kid, Hunter, because of that Adam Thielen trade, Hunter Renfrow, there were and the it was also there was an injury too. Second year wide receiver, I can't even remember his name, but Hunter Renfrow is now signed with the Panthers. Excuse me, 10 calls between his agent and the Panthers because his kid was watching Bluey and the kid just swiped the call away because Bluey was on the phone. So that was fun. But he did end up figuring it out and took the phone away. The kid's trying to learn valuable life lessons from an amazing show. But daddy needs a job. So
all I'm saying is, Hunter, I mean, not that I'm promoting this or anything, but kids are iPad kids. Get this kid an iPad. Get him off your phone.
Come on.
Get him some action figures. Get him some blocks to build with.
Yeah. All right, so now the actual real big story. The Cowboys.
There we go.
Yeah, trade defensive end Micah Parsons to the Packers for 2 first-round picks and defensive lineman Kenny Clark. The Packers then immediately give Micah Parsons a record 4-year, $188 million contract, $136 million guaranteed. At $47 million per year, he's now the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. So Jerry did it again.
It came out what the Cowboys were offering. I don't know if you guys saw it, but from what I read, it was 5 years, $100 million. That's what Jerry was offering. So, man. Yeah, I think Micah did good. So good for him, man. He'll still be an ego one day, but that's when he wants to retire.
Yeah, Jerry's playing old maid while everybody else is playing Chinese checkers. I don't know, or
this
chess,
is
or 3D chess. I mean,
I thought Dallas would get way more.
Yeah,
way more. I thought this would be way more.
Look, I mean, no knock on Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark is one hell of a player, right?
He's not a scrub by any means, but come on.
So I mean,
but if you look at the trade, right? You're putting a good player there. But what's now you trade away Micah Parsons? Realistically, what is the window of opportunity for this team to win a Super Bowl? So it's probably more like 5 years, 6 years later because you're putting all the capital into the draft, and you just got rid of your best defensive player, and I don't think you're going to win with this coach. So it's just the timeline of getting that player back doesn't even matter. I rather would have just had another pick
And
because
you
it
also,
doesn't matter.
yeah, you also have Dak and CD through 2028 under contract. So your window was
And don't
actually
they still have
built.
Diggs?
His brother, the defensive
His
player,
brother.
yes,
Oh yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not
the corner.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it was like you had the window open through 2028. But that window was not particularly big as it is right now. And with Micah Parsons gone, I don't see how that's, like now that defense is terrible. Like
I mean, on the other side,
they're
Green Bay's
the
window
Bengals.
is like,
Yeah,
Green Bay's window
Green
got
Bay had a reasonably sized window already, and
right,
now
and
that
it's
bastard's like, like that
right,
bastard's yard open now, like for real.
Well,
Like
let
right.
me give you this. Over the last 4 years, the Cowboys are the league's best defense with Micah Parsons on the field per play across over a sample size of 1,039 plays, because that's how much he played.
yeah, that tracks.
Across those 1,000 plays, they're the league's second worst defense when Micah isn't on the field.
Second
So,
worst.
I mean, look, Kenny Clark is here to be the run stuffer because the Cowboys were dead last year when it came to stopping the run. Out of all teams, they were dead last. So that's what Kenny Clark's job is doing. I think that right there is an A+ as far as what they picked up. What I don't agree with is that 2 firsts, that's it.
They should have gotten a lot more back than
Yes.
that.
I thought I saw something more in the Khalil Mack trade. That's what I was thinking, and probably something more.
Yeah.
It should have
Because
been
if you look at the statistics of Khalil Mack versus Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is on a Hall of Fame trajectory right now, and Khalil Mack was really good, but it took him, 2 seasons or so to kind of get started. You saw the talent, and Khalil Mack is still a really good defensive player, but he's Micah Parsons is
I mean,
he's a one-man defense. You just said
Yeah. It should have been like the starting negotiation should have been 3 firsts and then like 2 starting players, like starting caliber players, and then something else on top of that.
Right.
That's the starting point, and then let's talk about what we're adding on top of it.
I did hear that
3 firsts, 2 starters, and now let's talk about what you're giving me on top of
I
that.
agree.
That's it. That's the
I agree.
baseline.
I did hear from some of the Raider insiders that there was talk of him coming to the Raiders, but they were like, one of the biggest things was like if you trade for a defensive end and then you basically pay him double what Max Crosby got in the same year and he hasn't played 1 snap, there was like that fear of like fracturing things. And then also that like some of the I'm not trying to slander anybody here, but like some of the talk coming out as you see Dak Prescott's comments about I'm just glad it's over. Like so there is some reports coming out of Dallas that the locker room feels like pressure out of the locker room because maybe there was some brewing tension with all of those players there and Micah Parsons and the sideline stuff in preseason where he was like on the medical table. So I did hear that there was concerns, not just from the Raiders, but around the league about trading for him. And that's why Green Bay got him for a really good deal. They had to pay him, but there was not as many takers as we thought.
Yeah, and I'm sure Micah wasn't quiet in the locker rooms about it. I mean, when your owner refuses to deal with your agent because that's how they used to do it back in the
Dallas
day,
is wrong.
That's insane to me. Like, that is literally as backward as it could possibly be. You might as well be an owner in the MLB because you're so far back and behind the times of you don't want to negotiate with a player's agent. You're
Right.
going to negotiate with the player directly. No.
As soon as the season ended, they should have began trying to sign him.
Yes.
And that's why I was really happy the Raiders got Max Crosby locked up. As pretty much as soon as the press conference was over with Spytek and Carroll, they had Max Crosby locked up like the following week.
Yeah. And that's how it should be. You should
so I'm
be
really glad
rewarding your
because
best
they saved
players.
a lot of money.
Yeah. Now, on
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
side of that
yeah.
coin, Dak Prescott's getting $50 million a year. So, look, he's a good
Either
quarterback.
that or Dak Prescott is going elsewhere.
Exactly. So that's
maybe,
the thing too. Is
maybe
like
he says, "I'm glad it's over," and now he has clarity on. Now I just got to just play this contract out and just get the hell out.
yeah, and that's the thing too. So it's like people
I
knock
don't
on
want
Dak.
to deal with Jerry. Like
Yeah.
like,
Well, people knock on Dak's Prescott, but it's on his contract, but it's you're right. Somebody was going to pay him. It's like Tua. Tua's getting paid like $53 million or something like that a year, right? Fortunately, he was going to get paid by someone. I mean,
Yeah.
Given the nature, nobody was expecting him to have 4 concussions in one season. I don't think that they were predicting that when they gave him the contract, but
Right.
somebody was going to pay him, and that's just the going rate, unfortunately. So, yeah,
I think if I'm Green Bay, I make the trade all day.
yeah.
oh, absolutely.
It's like, yes.
I mean, that's literally the Peter Griffin, the mystery. Like a boat's a boat, but a mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. Like that's literally the meme. People are literally putting that out on Instagram. Like that's Micah Parsons is Micah Parsons, but a first round pick could be anything. It could even be Micah Parsons. Like that's literally what's happening here. And that's what's happened here. That's what Jerry Jones is. That's how he's selling it to the Dallas Cowboys.
And you know what, man?
Idiots.
The Khalil Mack trade, I could tell you, like on a formula, right? The Raiders won the trade as a value, but those picks weren't a guarantee. None of them hit.
Yep.
They missed on all of them, and that's why we're.
That's why you're on your third head coach in 3 years or fourth in 4 years or whatever the hell the number is.
The hell the crazy, I don't know, 15th and 18 years or something crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's been my number one criticism is stability, right? And the instability of the Raiders franchise now seems like it's becoming more stable. And that's great. And you're seeing the decline of stability with Dallas. And that's what's really scary. Like just from a person of afar is like when you're a team and you're like the Raiders, you got a new head coach, you got new ownership, and you finish 8-8, 9-7, whatever, a 500. But with the Raiders, you feel like it's an upward arrow. With the Cowboys, you finish 8-8, 9-7. It doesn't feel very good. It feels like you're on the decline, and you're basically heading to a rebuild. And as a Raider fan who have seen this multiple times, like the instability of ownership is going to be the downfall of the Dallas Cowboys. I just don't think they're going to have a shot over the next 5-10 years because of poor ownership and leadership. And it's just,
here's the thing: the Cowboys, they're the Jaguars with better lawyers and better PR. That's what they are. I said it in our group chat. That's truly what they are. Like, honestly, if you swap the logo, like if you like just put blankets over the logos and just put like the stats over the last 30 years for both franchises, I don't know how close they are. The Cowboys probably look a little bit better because they have actually made the playoffs a couple more times than the Jaguars have, but not much more.
Hey, Tyler,
it's
tell
not
your
that
buddy
much more.
Drew he could come on back. He's a former Raider fan, now Cowboy fan.
Anyway, yeah. So I mean, they're like truly they are mid, and they are gonna stay mid for the foreseeable future. And as a Niners fan,
You love it.
I'm loving that. I've been making an effort to drop fewer F bombs, but I'm
Who
really
says you
enjoying
can't
it.
have your cake and ice cream? You need it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No.
All I'm saying is that if they don't, Cowboys, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but if they don't, which I assume they won't,
yeah.
it will be 20 years since their last NFC Championship win.
No, it's
20
it's longer than
No,
that.
NFC Championship. Their last one was January 14th, 1996.
Yeah,
NFC
1996.
Yes.
You
Oh,
said
I'm sorry. It'll
20.
be 30 years. I'm sorry. 30 years. 30 years. Sorry. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 30
Yeah.
years since their last one. So, hey, it sucks to be Cowboys fan. That's all I can say. But remember, that's America's team.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
30 years
Yeah,
ago.
better- The Jaguars with better branding. That's what they are, man. That's what they are.
Oh, that's.
I do like to think that the 5 points on the Cowboys star represents all the championships they're ever going to win.
It's good. I like that. All right.
All right, let's move on to let's get back to our teams and some picks.
Yeah. I think that's a good. Let's talk about it. I think we want to start with let's start picking playoff teams. Let's who do you think is gonna win? Like, I think we just go through all of it. Let's start with I guess let's start with the AFC. Let's start with the AFC. So in the AFC North, so we got Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers. Who's winning the AFC North?
The Ravens.
I got the Ravens.
Yeah, so do I. I think it's Ravens across the board. All right, AFC South, you have Jaguars, Texans, Titans, Colts. Anybody stepping off of the Texans?
Absolutely not.
AFC South, Texans.
Yeah, I think it'll be the Texans 3 years in a row. All right, AFC East. So we have the Jets, Bills, Dolphins, Patriots.
The Bills.
This is a hard one. Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bills keep that train rolling. All right, AFC West, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos. Anybody picking against the Chiefs?
I'm going to take the Chiefs to win the division.
Man. Like, I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win, but it ain't going to be a cakewalk like it's been the years past. I think the Chargers are going to give them a fight. I think the Broncos are going to be a pest to deal with defensively. But I am going to take the Chiefs to win that one.
Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm taking the Chargers to win the division.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you on that one.
I think it's happening this year. I think that's my pick. I got the Chargers to win the division. It's about time somebody all right, so now we have 3 wild cards for the AFC.
I have the Chargers as one of my wild cards.
All right, so you got the Chargers as a wild card?
And I'm going to be crazy enough to say the Broncos will be another wild card.
All right, Broncos as a wild card.
Oh, wait, and then my third one, right? My last one?
Yeah, and your last one.
I think it's going to be the Bengals.
And the Bengals.
I think this is the year that the Steelers maybe don't make it this time.
Okay. Sam, what do you think?
All right, I got the Bengals.
Uh-huh.
I got the Chargers.
Uh-huh.
I got the Steelers.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, so I have the Bengals. I have the Chiefs.
Oh, hold on, I messed up.
Oh no. Okay, so who
Damn
all right. Well, all right. No, that's fine. We can fix it. It's still early. Who do you got?
I'm looking at the wrong chart.
That's fine.
I'm not gonna lie. I had the Raiders as the final.
All right.
Final spot.
You want the Raiders instead of the Steelers?
Yeah. I'm drinking the tea.
All right. That's fine. Okay.
Right here.
All right. So I actually I am going to go with the Bengals, the Chiefs, and I keep going back and forth all day. I've been going back and forth between the Broncos and the Steelers, back and forth, back and forth. I think I'm gonna go with the no, I can't do this is dumb. I'm gonna go Steelers on that one. I don't like it. I hate it. I
Don't
hate
worry,
doing that.
Aaron Rodgers will let you down anyways.
It's gross. I mean, yeah, there's we're all gonna get let down. It's fine.
What are you talking about? I'm going perfect on my picks.
Sure you are, bud. Sure you are. Okay. All right. So let's switch to the NFC. All right. So in the NFC North, we have Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears. Anybody stepping off of the Lions?
To win the NFC North,
NFC North.
Packers.
You got Packers. All right.
Vince, you pick.
I got the Lions. I'm going to stick with the Lions. They won it last year. I'm sticking with them.
Yeah, but you lost your OC. I'm jumping ship. I'm gonna go Packers, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Lions end up winning it. But I'm gonna go Packers.
Okay. All right. NFC South. Buccaneers, Saints, Falcons, Panthers. Bucks won it last year. I'm sticking with the Buccaneers. Do the Falcons have enough to overcome?
Yeah, I think the Falcons just find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. I think the Buccaneers reloaded with some young talent in their offensive core with their wide receiver and some running backs. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Okay. How about you, Sam?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I just think that's a division of mediocrity. I do think Carolina's going to be much improved. I think they're a young team that are trending in the right direction, but I don't think there's enough to overtake Tampa Bay.
All right. NFC East. Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. I got the Eagles. Tyler, I assume you're going to stick with the Eagles. Sam, are you on the Eagles?
I'm on the Eagles for the East.
Yeah. I'm on the Niners for the West. Anybody taking the Rams or the Seahawks or the Cardinals?
I got the Rams actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the Rams losing Cup isn't necessarily a bad thing, but just that dual threat is not what it used to be. I know Cup is getting older and whatnot, so they had to move on. So the question mark for me is the 49ers wide receiving core. What's it going to look like? Is CMC going to be a whole season? So there's a lot of question marks. I think, this is a good one. I think I'm going to go with the 49ers only because that defense is going to help them win a couple games this year.
Fair enough. All right, and wild card teams. I have. I'll go first. I have the Vikings, Packers, and Commanders.
Yeah, I have Commanders, and then I have the Lions, and you know what? I think the Rams is the easy choice, but I think who's going to squeak in just by pure luck is the. Oh no, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're going to beat the shit out of each other. No, I'm going to go with the. I'm going to go with the Rams.
Okay, so you have Commanders, Rams, Lions as your wild card teams. All right, Sam.
I got the Commanders, the Lions, and the 49ers as a wild card.
All right, so you have Commanders, Niners, and Lions.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Bears just being that wild card, but I was like, no, that division they're gonna beat the crap out of each other.
They're gonna beat each other up a little bit too much. Yeah. Okay. I think we got there's enough variation here, but we do agree on some things. So to recap, we are all in agreement on the Ravens, Texans, Bills, Chargers, Chiefs, Bengals all making the playoffs, although variations on where in the AFC. And then we are all in agreement on the Packers, Buccaneers, Eagles, Niners, and Lions and Commanders in the NFC. So, like, there's a lot of agreement on who those teams are. It's just a difference on where and how they make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting. All right, so now let's just get our AFC, NFC, and Super Bowl champion picks. Who do you guys got?
Well, just put Eagle on
Eagles.
all
I got
three of
you.
them.
I got you locked in for the Eagles, and I got me locked in for the 49ers because until the Niners are bad enough to have me not pick them to win the division, there's no way in hell I'm not picking them to win the Super Bowl. So there we go. And same thing goes with you and the Eagles. So I just have that automatically locked in. All right.
Yeah.
So Sam.
I'll take the Buffalo Bills in the AFC
Okay.
and the Eagles in the NFC.
Okay. And who's your champion?
I think it's going to come down to the same thing as it did last year. The Eagles got the best fucking roster in the league, dude. They got the most talent, deep. It's going to come down to who has the most horses at the end of the race. I think right now the Eagles just have too many damn horses.
Fair enough. Tyler, who's your AFC champion?
Yeah, I was thinking Bills too with you. I think I'm going to switch gears though. I think I'm going to go Ravens. I think they finally get over that hump.
Okay.
So I think that's going to happen. They've retooled a lot defensively. The thing about the Bills is that wide receiver core wise, I think it's still a question mark for me. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to be in play every single year. I think the Bengals just scare me defensively, and then the Ravens. The only thing that scares me about the Ravens is that roster's old. You know what I mean? Like, what's it going to look like at the end of the season? So, but I think they're going to get over that snide, and I think the Ravens are going to finally get over that hump and get to the at least to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
We're going to get over the hump and then lose to us.
Yeah.
Fair.
There could be only one bird.
I also actually I got the Bills getting to the Super Bowl and then losing to the Niners. Because like I said, I'm gonna be a homer and pick my team to win. So there we go. All right. So to recap, Sam has the Eagles and the Bills in the Super Bowl with the Eagles winning. I have the Niners and the Bills in the Super Bowl with the Niners winning. Tyler has the Eagles and the Ravens with the Eagles winning. So there you go. Lock it in. We are always perfect.
So
and there we are.
Question for you guys, which I thought was fun. I'm not telling you to predict your team's wins for the year. What I'm asking for you guys is, what do you think is successful season for wins for you this year? Like, what's your minimum of like, that's still a good season. Maybe we didn't go over the top, but that's still a good season. What's your minimum on wins? I think the Eagles minimally have to win 12 games this year. Have to. With that roster.
With the Niners schedule, and assuming health, with the 49ers, I looked at it. If the Niners don't get 11 wins out of this schedule, and assuming health, then I think it's a disappointment. They got to get at least 11.
Okay.
Like that's truly the line. Like this team is, if they're truly still contending, if they truly are, if the window is still open, then you got to get at least 11 wins. And with this easy of a schedule, I mean, you're playing the Saints, the Jaguars, you got the Giants, you got the Panthers, the Browns, the Titans, you got the Colts. These are not these are not top tier quality opponents on your schedule this year. And then also your own division is the Cardinals, the Rams, and the Seahawks, right? Like those are the teams that you have every year, and you have familiarity with them. I would expect you would have to go 4-2, right? 5-1. I would think you win all your games at home, and then go 2-1.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that. That would be what I would hope. You would beat. I want the Niners to do very, very well. Obviously, playing the Bears at home on Sunday night right after Christmas, like that's like it's not just who you play, it's when and where you play them as well, right?
Sure.
Not having to go to Chicago in December, like having the Bears come here, that's great. Yeah, you're playing the Giants in New York, but it's early November. That's fine. The Colts are that's an indoor stadium. That's nothing. So that's not a problem. You're playing the New Orleans game is that's an indoor stadium as well. That's also September. So like just this whole schedule itself, the Tampa Bay game, that's mid-October, so you're not getting the sweltering Florida heat so much. You're also like, it's also kind of clear of the hurricane season for the most part as well. So like you're hitting it at the a pretty good time. Hopefully, like hopefully you're clear of most of the bad stuff. Weird things happen sometimes. I can't say it's for sure, past the worst of it, but like for the only real question mark is Cleveland at the end of November. That's a little bit sketchy. That could be a little bit bad, but other than that, but Cleveland is so bad, and at that point they could be playing Dylan Gabriel, like that could be the guy who's starting that game, and like that guy was on nobody's draft board, so like that could that's a game that you gotta win that one no matter what. So like I feel really like
so you got him at 11. 11 is a
11 is my basement floor. Like if I don't get 11 wins out of this team, this season is garbage. Even if they do make the playoffs at 10-7 in a wild card, like I do not feel good if they only get 10 wins. Like even if they do make the playoffs, I'm not feeling great about it.
Yep. What do you got, Sam?
I would say for the Raiders, like honestly, like you mathematically can't be a 500 team anymore. But if it was normal times, I would say like being a 500 team or better. I think this is a good team, and good teams beat teams that they're supposed to beat. And I see a lot of those teams on the schedule. So I think if they could just beat the teams that they're supposed to beat, they're right there being around a 500 ball club. So if you can steal a game or two, that puts you at the 9-10 win mark. And I think right there at the threshold of becoming a wild card team. That to me, if you get to 8-9 wins, is a good season for a first season with the coaching changes and things like that. Anything that above that 9, 10, 11 wins or playoff appearances is just it's just extra gravy. I think there's a lot of positivity to make that the Raiders are going to be America's dark horse team. Offensively, I think they're going to be much improved. We know that Chip Kelly flamed out as a head coach in the NFL, but he still went back to UCLA. He went to Ohio State. He started to run a pro offense. He's still really creative at Ohio. He led the country in offense. So yeah, you're not going to see the same old Chip Kelly, what we saw with the Eagles and what we saw in Oregon. He's an offensive genius. He's remember our old friend Norv Turner was not a great head coach, but was a hell of an offensive coordinator. And some guys, I think a lot of coordinators should make the Hall of Fame as a coordinator. There's a ton of them.
Absolutely.
So I think Norv Turner, Chip Kelly, maybe they weren't the best head coaches, but they're excellent offensive minds. And I think you're going to see a quarterback in Geno Smith. I know he's not a guy that you're gonna make the argument and say he's going to be a top 3 quarterback. I'm not saying that. But statistically, he's knocking at the door of the top 5, being number 7 ranked in passer efficiency and rating over the past 3 seasons. So he's arguably a top 10 quarterback, and he's knocking on the door in top 5 statistically. So you can make your points why you wouldn't take him, and that's all fair. But he's still an efficient quarterback. He's still a quarterback that can move around the pocket and make plays. He's going to have weapons. He's a veteran quarterback. He's going to know how to get to the tight ends. The Raiders have 2 sweet tight ends that he's going to be able to work the middle of the field. Obviously, Brock Bowers is going to cook. And then you have somebody like consistent pass catchers, in Jacoby Myers. He didn't drop a pass last season, and that was coming off of Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, and now he's going into the season with Geno Smith. So I expect offensively them to be greatly improved. They were terrible last season, historically bad. They are not going to rank 32 in offense or 31 in offense. They are going to move up drastically. They're going to be a top 15 offense. I think they're going to be knocking closer to the 12, 11, 10. If they're in that zone, if they're in that rankings in total offense, I think by default the defense will improve because they're just not on the field.
Right.
Like, how many times have I seen this defense get gashed in the fourth quarter because their top players are just gassed? And the other thing is offensively, I actually really like the improvement of the offensive line. I think all 5 starters are going to play really well and get better as they play as a unit. My only concern for the offense is that they are thin at the offensive line. They have a lot of young guys on the line, but the offensive line argument could be made about, 30 teams in the NFL that don't have a deep offensive line. So that's just something that they'll have to deal with overall the whole season. Defensively, they still got Max Crosby. They got Malcolm Kuntz coming back. They're going to have some linebackers that are they're going to play good defense. I think this is going to be a weird defense that they're going to give up a ton of yards, but they're going to rank somewhere on the high end of generating turnovers. I think it's going to be one of those funny defenses that allows a lot of yards, but they're going to get timely fumbles. They're going to get timely interceptions because that's what Pete Carroll defenses do, is generate turnovers, create havoc for the quarterback, and try to win the turnover battle. So I think that's something that's going to carry over with this Pete Carroll team, is you're going to have a lot of turnovers and you're going to have a lot of firepower, creativity on offense with Chip Kelly. So I see this as a team that's trending in the right direction. So you get to 8-9 wins, I'm feeling really good. I feel satisfied. You get to 10 and you make the playoffs. That's an amazing season. I think this is a good team. They're going to beat the teams they have to, but to be a great team, you got to beat good teams. That's what great teams do, is they beat anybody who is on their record. So, but the Raiders, they got to earn their stripes. They got to become a good team first. Win the games that you're supposed to. And it's going to happen week 1. They're going to New England. They're going to punch them in the mouth. They're going 1-0, baby. Ashton Genty, he's going to.
And his audio went out because he clipped himself. No, so to your point, guys, I mean, like, I agree that the good teams have to be a good team, you have to beat the good teams, right? So the reason why I gave the Eagles such a 12 win is because I looked at the schedule, much like you were doing, Vince, and there's literally 3 teams that were not above 500 last year. That was the Cowboys, that was the Giants, and that was the Raiders. Every other team was well above 500 that's on our schedule this year. So, there's tests to be made this year, but with this roster, I think you have to have 12, if not more, wins to prove that this last year wasn't a fluke. Right, this roster isn't a fluke. It's not the dream teams of the Eagles of old, where they had all the best players that were sub 30 and it flopped. Right, so I think you have to have minimum 12, if not more. It is going to be a tough season. Your matchups week in and week out are pretty tough every single week. So, but again, everyone's 0-0. I'm excited, just like everybody else, and I can't wait to get the season started.
All right. So we're getting closer and closer toward the end of the show, but there was a couple of things we wanted to talk about. Sam, you got us kind of involved in a fantasy league, 2 quarterback thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you explain what happened?
A friend of mine asked me if I wanted to join this league, and I thought it would be fun to turn it into our team. So we're the SVT Mafia. We got an A+ in our draft. So we got an A+ in our draft. If you read the little summary that Yahoo gives you, we're the heavy favorites to win it all, guys. We're the heavy favorites. So we have a dream
It feels
team.
good. It feels good to hear that. Like, I mean, I always take those with a grain of salt, but like, like it certainly is a nice little tap on the butt on your way out off into the to start the season.
Oh yeah. We ended up with real quick Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Brock Bowers, Kyron Williams, Jackson Smith Enigba, Jamison Williams, Teotra McMillan, RJ Harvey, DJ Moore, CJ Stroud, Caleb Johnson, Josh Downs, and then Green Bay defense. I'm not going to mention the super bench players, but we got an A+ rating. It's a 2-quarterback league. I never played in a 2 QB league before.
Yeah, they call it super flex. By the way, yeah.
I never played that before. So,
what was the strategy? So you said there was a Bible that you guys had followed, and I'm kind of curious.
Well, you said it first because I was asking you guys like, "Hey, let's do this," and then you were Tyler. You were like, "Oh, quarterbacks are going to be like higher rated, so take a quarterback." And I was like, "number 1?"
Yeah.
And
then, so the idea was to grab one of the top quarterbacks first off right away. And I mean, we were drafting toward the end. I think we were 9th or we 10th, right? Out of 10 teams. Yeah, we had the double tap right at the end.
We did.
Yeah, so we were 10th out of 10. So
we got Jaden Daniels and then Brock Bowers back to back.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That was the that was our first 2 picks. Or
3 picks. We got Lamar, Jaden Daniels, and Brock Bowers as in our first 2 picks.
No, your snake draft. So if you picked 10,
it was who was our
who was your number 1 pick and your second pick?
Yeah, who was our number 1 pick?
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. No. So wait. Who was it though? Like there was somebody else in there though. Who else did we pick? If you look back. Because we had there was somebody else in there. We grabbed there was a there was like a running back in there too, I think. Did we grab
was at 20?
20 and okay, so no, our first pick would have been at 1.
Yeah.
Number 1 overall was
Lamar.
Right. So we grabbed
Lamar. And then he waited for
right. Yeah.
Then we had to wait.
Number 1. Yeah, we were number 1. And then that's right. Yeah. So we grabbed Lamar first overall, and then that's right. Then they let Jaden fall to us. And at that point I was like, yeah, that's right. Then we double tapped
and then we double tapped Brock.
We hit Brock, and then Jaden. I can't believe they let Jaden fall.
I can't believe they let him fall. That's insane.
Yeah, in a super flex, letting when quarterbacks are at a premium, I can't believe they let a top 5 quarterback fall through 2 rounds. That's insane.
Right.
When that happened, I was astonished. Anyway, that's the only difference really is like you grab the premium quarterbacks early. Other than that, like you kind of treat it like a normal draft, but those quarterbacks are supposed to go quick. But
it is crazy you got CJ Stroud as well too as a backup. Like that's he could have a really positive year given that his wide receivers are healthy.
We threw the wrench out there because of the bye weeks, so we got him to cover our bye weeks. And then, but also if he starts going on, if he goes on an MVP run, he's there.
Yeah, you can play the game a little bit too. Yeah. Start playing the matchup game a little bit.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. Never played that type of league before, so heavy favorite. So I'll keep us updated a little bit as we go.
Yep. And just to check in on our fantasy league, we're gonna get started this year. We already have our first overpay on the Kyle didn't realize that we only had $100 in fab this year instead of $200, and so he spent $40 on who did he spend it on?
He spent it on the Raiders pickup.
Oh yeah, on Amari Cooper,
which is insane. And then he said,
Anyway.
"No, we have 200." I go, "No, you don't. You have 100." But you know, that's cool.
And then Scott threw $100, threw $10 down on Josh Downs as well. So yeah, that's so that's fine. The season's about to get going, and yeah. So there we go. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I'm not gonna, go through who added and who doesn't as the season goes on. That doesn't really matter all that much. But we will brag about our wins, and we will stay silent about our losses because that doesn't really matter. Who cares about losses? It's not important. Whatever. It's fine. And that's that. Like, we're gonna have some fun with it. At some point, I will cash in those movies that I am owed. It won't be this weekend. We are gonna record on Tuesday next week as well, because the three of us will be out of town, because we are going away. So yeah. Other than that, I guess if anybody have anything else, or
that's it. I'm good, man.
All right, Sam, you want to take us out since you started us off this one?
Sure. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out. Follow us on YouTube. Our social medias. Our handle is at SVT Sports Pod. Tune in live. Next week is Tuesday, but it's usually on Monday. So tune in live to watch the show. Thanks, guys.
See ya. FJF.